It's getting worse. Can anything be done about it, or are we doomed to spend more time fuming in our cars? Tonight on Studio 2, a special full edition on gridlock and urban sprawl. Here in studio, 4 experts in traffic, transit, and urban planning, and we'll meet them in just a moment. First, let's go for a drive on the crowded highways and byways of the Greater Toronto Area.
We've had a massive influx of population in the Greater Toronto Area, but we've not had the investment in new roads or existing roads to make sure that people can get moving again.
We're locked into this automobility, if you will. And how do you move a lot of cars? Well, you build freeways, you build wide roads, and it doesn't take long until they get full. And where does it end?
We've got to recognize that ours is an economy that moves. Most of it moves over the road, and we have to make that investment in the infrastructure.
This is a very curious example we're about to show to you next. It's not just suburban houses going up all over the 905. Many corporations now call the region home, and that's created a new breed of commuter who lives downtown but works in the suburbs. James Thorburn found out the hard way that public transit options for the reverse commuter can be pretty limited. Watch.
I grew up in Kingston on a quiet, tree-lined street. But when I moved to Toronto, I didn't want to live on a quiet, tree-lined street. I wanted to live downtown, in the middle of everything, minutes away from anything I could want to see or do or buy. And you have to make some compromises when you live downtown. A parking spot in my neighborhood is worth about $20,000. I live right beside Union Station, so I didn't think that would be a problem. I don't have a car. I just use transit everywhere. I work for a large IT company, and we have offices all over the world, and the one that I work on is out in Markham. So when we first moved out to Markham, I didn't have any problem because there was a GO bus that went directly from Union Station almost to my workplace. But then they changed the route, and now the GO Transit deposits you here. And I have no idea where this is. It's called Mount Joy, but there's no joy. There's no mountain. Since GO Transit is here to serve people in Ontario, I thought it should be able to serve my needs. And when I tried to use it, and I tried very hard to use it every possible way, GO Transit just, was never possible for me to use. Took forever, it was inconvenient. You end up in the middle of places you'd never heard of before. There are no buses anywhere to take you anywhere else. I can't call a cab. I can't walk. There's no sidewalk to take me all the way where I'm going. I'm stuck. I had to walk down railroad tracks, walk beside a highway. I had to walk across a frozen field. So when there was GO Transit directly, it took 45 minutes. And then when they changed the route, it took about an hour and 10 minutes. And then they changed the route again, and it took up to an hour and a half. You know, it's not enough that I merely be inconvenienced. I've also got to be humiliated and victimized. Well, thankfully, my colleague Chantel moved near me. She has a car.
Morning. Morning.
And so now I drive in with her. And it takes 25 minutes. In the 416, you can take a subway everywhere, you can take a streetcar. You don't have to drive a car, so at least you have an option. But if you live in the 416 and you work in the 905, you're out of luck.
We asked GO Transit about James's complaint, and they said that the changes were made because of low ridership on the routes that James took and higher demand elsewhere in the system. Now, I think we can all agree on one thing. James really deserves his own show. He was very good, wasn't he?